What keeps me inspired is just seeing and being there for people that needs it. There's days when, oh gosh, I want to sleep in, but somebody out there needs me.
But like everything we've ever wanted is right here.
Coming from a place where you never had it, it's so nice to be able to give it.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another amazing, exciting, and enthusiastic episode of Finding Peaks. Yours truly, Christopher Michael Burns. I am joined today, boy am I excited for this show. You know, I got a dear friend, a colleague, someone who inspires me on a daily basis, reminds me to continue to work hard, reminds me to continue to show up with authenticity one day at a time and treat every single day that we have the opportunity to serve humans like the freaking Super Bowl. Yeah. So grateful to have you on the show, Miss Patricia. How
Thanks.
are you today, my dear friend?
Sexy as usual. You already know how.
Let's go. Sexy as usual. As usual. Oh my gosh. It's so funny you say that, man. I was on some shit the other day at the dermatologist. Mm-hmm. And, you know, they strip you down. You do the annual thing? You should. Anyway, yeah. They take this. Well, they maybe just do it for me, but it's a microscope and they run it on your body. I think it's because I got tattoos, but they're just looking for like any like bad moles or anything. So when I get in there, the young nursing assistant or medical assistant, he says, you know, he's probably 19 years old, good fit looking kid. He says, anything changed since last year, Mr. Burns? I said, fitter by the day. He's just like, huh. I said, happy Monday, man. You know, here we go.
Yeah.
I love that. That's what I thought of when you opened up, man. That's
you already
so cool.
know. You should know.
Yeah. I love what we get to share, and that's why I look so forward to this show, is that there's something, when people are connected in this world on the kind of the same vibration, in the same wavelength, in the same type of energy, I just feel like I see them really, really clearly, and I feel like you see me really, really clearly, and have always seen me really, really clearly.
Always.
Yeah. And so to have you sitting across from me on this beautiful snowy day in Colorado Springs with what we, the big we, like capital W-E, have been able to accomplish over the last 12 months in the name of serving others has been pretty miraculous, and you've been a huge part of that. So I wanted to chat a little bit about, you know, what's keeping you motivated lately at Peaks? What's keeping you so inspired? What
keeps me inspired is just seeing and being there for people that needs it. Mm-hmm. You know, coming from a place where you never had it, it's so nice to be able to give it. Mm-hmm. And that's just the love, kindness, understanding, you know. Mm-hmm. Having that active ear always keeps me inspired to keep coming back. Because I know that's where I'm going to get it at. Yeah. And be able to give it.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. You know what they used to tell me when I first started working in the field?
What did they tell you?
When I was a young 12-step kid, they used to say that your work can't be your recovery. And I had a real tough time with that at the time, because I'm sitting there thinking, I said, well, what else do I got? You know, when I started this thing almost 20 years ago, it's like, I got nothing. My credit score is 200. I'm working at the gas station. I got no friends. I got no family. You telling me that's not going to be a part of this? What I've learned over the years is, yes, we show up and we do a job. But when you take it to the next level on a daily basis and you're inspired in a certain type of way to deliver a certain type of energy and authenticity and sit with people, that can be every bit of your recovery in the way that you show up in this world. Because it's like, it's not even on the job description that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes. It's not a job.
No. I love that.
Yeah.
How long you been fighting like this recovery thing? You said 2013, but I know like...
So I've had several relapses, but this recovery is the best recovery that I've ever had. It is the recovery that I can honestly say, wow, I'm done. I'm done. I don't need that. I know what I need, and I get up every morning and I come to it.
You gotta show up though, huh?
Gotta show up.
Yeah.
Have to. There's days when, oh gosh, I want to sleep in, but somebody out there needs me.
Yeah, and it's real special because I was actually talking about somebody about it on Monday. It's like I don't know if it's like for everybody, but at least in my experience, I think you need to have both and with respect to like having the experience of maybe feeling what it feels like to be tossed away, and then be renewed in community and foundationalizing connection with friends and people, places, and things. But it's interesting to me that the best helpers, I don't even like to call them helpers, the best humans that I know have somewhat at least touched or felt that experience and come to the other side.
Yes.
And it's turned out to be very, very valuable for them, you know?
And it is. It is. It's very valuable. It's it gives me that I'm grateful, very grateful for it, because my experiences and my past has made me who I am today, Chris. And by me not liking that life, and you told me to be raw, but man, it's hard being raw sitting there talking to you. Tears is gonna fall, I'm gonna let you know. Okay, so
Let's go, baby.
here we go.
Yeah. I'm here for it.
Being in that life where,
Sorry.
thank you, in that part of life where I didn't have no one to be kind and loving and to understand where I was. You know, yeah, my family loved me, but they didn't understand. And their love really didn't matter because they didn't understand me. And then they didn't understand the shame, the guilt. And all I ever would hear is, hey, you ain't got to do this. You don't have to do that. You got this. And I'm like, no, I don't. I want to have it, but I don't know how. And being able to come and talk to people every day and be there for them. And when they walk in that door, and to be able to tell them, hey, you're safe now. And mean it. It makes me so happy.
That's some powerful shit.
Powerful.
If you're there for it.
If you're there for it.
You know?
I'm a millionaire. Did you know that?
Yeah. Self-made, baby.
I am a millionaire.
Wealthy.
Yeah.
I mean, that has so much in it. You know? I mean, even we were talking on the way over here.
Yeah.
You know, I got a meeting today at 2 that I rescheduled from yesterday. Like with someone, same thing, you know, like, and these are people like, I have a friend of mine who went through Peak 7 years ago. He's one of my best friends. And every week he reminds me, he's a helicopter pilot. I think what he's got going on is pretty fucking cool. You know, he's got a camper van, he lives in Steamboat, he like picks people up in the middle of the woods and shit, like, and he's always like, what do you got today? I was like, I got this, this, and this, but my door's cracked, and you know what that means. And he's just like, man, you have what a gifted and miraculous and beautiful opportunity every single day to show up. And if you choose, you can have 5 to 10 of those conversations a day. Some of the most like jaw-dropping, soul-connecting, earth-shattering conversations, if you're there for it.
If you're there for it.
What a blessing. I can remember thinking, when I got sober, I said all the time on here, they diagnosed me with antisocial personality disorder. And now, you probably too. Now we're sitting here being like, oh man, you know, like, that's what I was saying. I'm on a tour yesterday and these people, it's this family-owned company. And I'm sitting here thinking like, my business partner has his baby in the office.
Right.
Like I'm here, we're all here, and our competitors or the people, like what, you know, like it's different, man. It's so different. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I was in the cafeteria yesterday, saw a new guy, he's 48 hours, been here a few days. Mm-hmm. You know, like, give him some hot chocolate. You know, that made me feel great.
Right.
You know, simple stuff. And that same person, that same alumni always says this thing. And I've talked about it on the show, but it came out of the depths of like despair for me. Like, and I'm so grateful for the community that I had wrapped around me when I was doing this, and you're one of them. But I would go in there and I'd say, buddy, like, Kyle, I'm gonna lose everything, man. Like the whole dream, everything I got, it's all for nothing, all these things. I said, yeah, but my relationship with my wife and my kids is so much better and all these things. And no matter wherever I was in the conversation or in the experience of business and life, he would always say to me, but it had to happen, bro. All of it. Every last piece of it. I said, man, it's hurt real bad. Like it's hurt real bad. And he's like, yeah, but it had to happen.
Had to.
You know what I mean? It's back to like where we sit, you know, and all the things you've been through and what we walked through. And it's like, man, it's a hell of a cross to bear, but it had to happen.
Had to.
Man. It's almost like you coming out of the flames and then it's like, man, I don't know what it is about this person, but I trust her and I believe her. And I think what she's saying has fruit, and I think I'm just going to maybe take her suggestions. It's the most beautiful thing. I watch you up front doing your thing. You're painting like an artist up there. You're like Vincent frickin' Van Gogh. Doing your thing.
I love it.
Yeah. You can tell you love it.
I love it.
Yeah. And it's really, really inspiring to have people like yourself around me, and there's just not very many, you know. If you had, back in 2020, when you got it back into recovery this last time, you were over at the IHOP, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
2 years.
I was at the Woody's gas station. I think IHOP's probably a better gig than that.
Yeah.
At least you get tips and stuff.
That's where I was.
I haven't been to an IHOP in a minute.
Yeah.
But last time I went, I remember thinking it was bomb.
I worked there, met so many good people there.
Yeah.
I met Sparkle there.
No way.
Sparkle used to come to IHOP.
That's right.
Once or twice a week. She would come in there and she would always ask for me. I would always serve her. We'd have short conversations, and then just this one day she came and wasn't a soul in there but her. And for some reason, I went and sat down in her booth, and that's when I knew that it was time for me to move on.
How long was that, in 2020 or was it like 21, 22?
So no, that was in about the ending of 21.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And for everybody who knows or doesn't know, we've had Sparkle on the show before.
Yes.
She just celebrated 7 years in recovery. Right? Mm-hmm. That was like a couple days ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's dope. Yeah. So Pat's in early recovery. She's over at the IHOP doing her thing, one foot in front of the other, trudging the road to happy destiny, I'm sure. You know what I mean? I get it. Like, the same kind of thing. And Sparkle. Yeah. You're just having these little mini conversations.
Just mini conversations.
Whatever. Like, yeah.
She would pick me when she would come in there. She would ask for me if I was the night one. So most of the time I was by myself. But if it was more than me working, she would ask for me to serve her. And we never ever knew that we would end up with the relationship that we have. She's amazing. And yeah, it was her that gave me confirmation that I wasn't supposed to be at IHOP. I needed to be helping others.
Because it can be, I remember thinking that too, like even at the gas station, like, yeah, I'm in recovery, like this is cool, but I'm not happy here. I'm not gonna be doing this for very long, you know what I mean? And then something happens, right?
It was money or help others. I'm gonna help others. Because I got it to give.
Yeah.
You know, I never got it. And then I knew it was worth it. And then that's where I'm a millionaire at, is what I give. It's worth a lot, and I know it.
Oh, it's worth more than...
Because I never got it.
Yeah.
You know, and so now, giving it, I feel it. Because I feel it for myself.
Yeah, man. How many people do we get the opportunity to sit with who have all the money in the world? And they'll be in your office, they'll be in my office talking about, I'll just go be a BHT. Like, I just want to be here with y'all.
Yeah.
Like, what you guys are doing is really cool. They have $1 million in the bank. They're like, I'll do, like, what's minimum wage?
Yeah.
Because they understand, like, it's not, and it took me a long time in recovery to figure this out. And on bad days, I miss it, and I miss it bad. But like everything we've ever wanted is right here.
Right here.
And some days I miss that because of anxiety and because of depression, and maybe I eat too much ice cream, I don't know, whatever it might be. But on the days when I'm locked into that vibration, like the moment, oh boy, that's an amazing feeling.
Can't even explain how it feels.
Yeah.
That's how tight it is.
Yeah.
That's how tight it is.
So you started off as a peer recovery coach, right? That's what you, that's
No,
what
I
Sparks
started
for you?
off as CCA.
But you did the peer recovery coach through Sparks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got that PhD training.
Immediately, yeah.
Yeah. It's next level.
I did with her immediately.
What year did you do that?
I did that in 22.
Okay.
After I started working here, I got with her and did the peer recovery coach.
Okay. And then with us, you went from CCA
To peer recovery coach.
to recovery coach. And I don't know
When
what
we opened the PHP program, that's when I became, I was able to use my peer recovery coach skills.
what do we call you now?
I'm still peer recovery coach.
That's some bullshit.
But I work,
I'll tell you that right now. She's like director of some guarantee.
but I work, you know, it's for outpatient.
Yeah.
But I'm over there and I'm with residential, outpatient, with everybody.
Yeah. You're kind of like an outpatient director kind of situation. You know, as it continues to grow, because we got real small for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, and y'all have been doing a great job with growing that program back up. It's been phenomenal. It's been beautiful, man.
They figured out that they really didn't need no director because we was getting it done.
Right, because she was looking right in front. She was sitting right in front.
We was doing it. We was doing it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
It's beautiful.
I remember when I got my first key in recovery. They gave me a key. I don't give a fuck what the key was for. It could have been a master lock on a tin shed over in the alleyway. You know what I mean? I had a key.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know who's got the most keys out of anyone in our entire Miss Pat? Every time I see her, she's like, you need a key to this, you need a key to this. I have a bowl. And it's just everything in there is from Miss Pat, and they're all keys.
But you got to get indoors.
You're like, this one's for this one and this one. I was over at the house the other day doing the appraisal thing, and I'm like, what's the code for this? Every door had a different. Man, you're responsible for a lot.
I care. And this is my life. This is my family. And I'm going to continue to do what I'm supposed to do. What good am I if I can't guide or tell people what they want to know or what they need? I'm supposed to know where it is. I think everybody should know where it is. You know what I mean? Because you have people that's got so much going on till they don't have time to think about that. You know?
Yeah, it's even bigger than that for me. I was thinking about it this morning, actually, when I was on my run. And I've been sitting, and I always, for whatever reason, it's just been built into me, but I always try and sit in gratitude. But lately I've been sitting in a lot of gratitude. Just a lot of gratitude. As a business owner, as a person, as a husband, as a father, as a friend. And I've talked about it on Finding Peaks, but I usually go around, but like, business got really, 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 really hard because it got complex because we opened a real estate company and we started doing real estate and treatment. And I'm grateful to be sitting with Miss Pat today, but if I went back and did it all over again, I probably wouldn't have done it. If I knew the pandemic was coming and inflation, all these things. So things were really, really bad, right? And you talk a lot about inspiring our guests, which you do in our team's leadership and otherwise. You do a really great job of that. But last May, I came back as a CEO and I was scared to death, man. I didn't know, like, I'd go in on a daily basis and make y'all believe like this was going to be successful. And I knew damn well that there was a higher likelihood that it was going to be unsuccessful every single day. And that was kind of my cross to bear. It's what I started. But what made it more bearable and what made it on days when it was really difficult just a little bit better was the way that you would look at me when I walk in. Because you didn't have to say anything. You would look at me and be like, you got this. Like, you're going to do this. And I'd have all these doubts, man. It was people like you who looked at people like me and had such an impact on the way that I was able to put one foot in front of the other. And it was people like you that inspired this thing that I used to do. I used to look, when I come around the corner, I'd be like, look at this tile. It's herringbone tile. I only know that because Cassidy says it is.
Okay.
Right? And I appreciate that about you. And I appreciate that belief. Because it's inspired this moment where we get to sit now and we get to have a lot of gratitude for what you and I and a multitude of other people have been able to build, sustain, and create over the last 12 months. And we made the impossible possible. And now we're here.
Yep.
I
don't know if you know, but I believe in you.
I know you do.
You one of them ones, I'll take you anywhere and know that we're going to be all right.
Yeah.
Just your personality, everything about you. I mean, I'll take you anywhere with me. And I tell any of them, it's like, it's not because you're the owner or you're my boss. It's not that. It's you. And I just want to let you know that.
Yeah.
You inspire me as well.
Thank you, my friend.
And that's real.
Yeah. I know it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cassidy wished she could be here today with us.
I
Yeah.
wish she could have.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. I was just chatting with her. I was just chatting with her last night. She's like, man, we need to go out to dinner with them. I was like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We have to.
Yeah.
But I have a purpose.
Do you remember
And this is my purpose.
what it felt like, what it feels like, or what it felt like when that came alive for the first time?
Oh, I'll never forget it.
Okay.
I was right next door to this building, in that house right there.
Really?
Yeah, and I came in and they were like, okay, keep pulling your phone. That's how you do this, and this is how you do that. And I was like, I don't even know how to answer my phone half the damn time. What is these people talking about? So I walk in there, relieve Leah. Mm-hmm. She leaves. The girl that's supposed to train me, she was there for an hour, and then she decided she wanted to leave. And I'm by myself.
Better figure this thing out here.
Mm-hmm. Walked around that house, asked everybody their names. And What can I do for them? How can I support them? Went home, got up the next morning, and walked in that door. Didn't have no damn clue what I was going to do or how I was going to do it. But I felt like I've never felt before in my life.
Because it's people like you and it's people that have come before us that remind us the very simple tool of like, if you can be with the people, like if you can be authentic with the people, but it really takes like stripping down. You got to get rid of some bullshit about how I look and how people are going to think you're going to, you got your shoe untied. And I used to always be like that too. I'd be like, oh, we're walking in now. So, all the shit, dude. But like, there was something that happened the people need in this authentic thing. And I remember doing the big 12-step thing, and I'm just like hitting people. All I had was this baseball bat, so everybody's a baseball. Bink, bink, we're just doing home runs. And it's like, some people are cool with it, and some people really appreciate it, but like most humans get down with just, are you being real with me? Are you being authentic with me? Because if that's your real goofy ass self, like let me see it.
Right.
And so, that's something really special that we get to do at Peaks. We were touring that program yesterday, and I just gave that talk at the Colorado Champions called The 5 Fingers of the Glove.
Okay.
Did you know that? Had a PowerPoint and everything. They made a PowerPoint for me.
What?
I didn't even, it was
gotta
cool.
share.
Well, yeah, and it was the integration of substance use and mental health treatment. Here I am. What do I know? You know what I mean? I know some people that know some shit, for sure. Some real badass clinicians. They're all around me. I've learned a little bit. But people thought that I was going to get up and I was going to talk. Who was there? I said, you all think I'm going to come up and be like, well, CBD and the modality and dialectical behavioral therapy, we want to transcend the model of clinical behavioral studies. It's like, no. I mean, that's shit. We're here. Like, somebody does that, not me.
I can take you anywhere.
So I'm like, I told them all. Right, I said, I probably didn't mention your name. We got it recorded. I said, it's this thing that happens, man. You come in. People are making the most courageous decision of their lives. Takes one to know one, right?
Right.
We understand that. We've inherited that. And then there's all this shit we got to get done. I need the Fitbit and the assessment and the consent to treat and the psych eval and this eval and the BMI and the T, all this stuff. We got to have it all.
Got.
But like there's this real simple spot of like where the juice is at and nobody's squeezing it, And it's this human thing that you all do up there that like actually is a standard now. That like we're just going to be with people. And then we're going to get all the other shit done pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But the idea is we're going to build trust. And that's what I said in the talk. I said, I got people up front like Miss Pat that like, everybody calm down. Like we got a human in front of us.
Got to.
Is the human, and then people in our field are like, all right, well, let's go get over. And so it's like, no, man, the human might be thirsty. You know what I mean? Like simple shit.
Yeah.
It's like when they go back to nursing, it's like, are you hungry? I don't like paperwork either. And you foster that because you build trust with somebody. You see somebody, right? Because I remember when it happened to me. When somebody saw me, I was like, like you think I have value? You really think so? I'll fuck with you. We can hang out then. Cool. Then it's like we're off to the races, and when we're walking together. And I think that's the most powerful thing that we can do in recovery and as humans is these people that get to show up and have this special thing with people on day one of courage.
People come in that door, there's a lot of them. They come in and you could just, for me, I could just see it and feel it. That all they want is a hug from a stranger. That's really powerful to me.
Yeah. Man.
They walk in the door and this, can I hug you? And
but it's got
when they know it, and they know that everything that comes from me is genuine, they know it. There's no other way for it. And that's from everybody that's in Peace.
Or you ain't getting that hug.
Everybody.
Yeah.
That's just what it's about.
Yeah. Everybody really has, to your point, everybody has their own unique way of showing the same thing we're all talking about right now. You know what I mean?
Everybody in there.
Like it's, I'm loud and I make scenes, and some people are real quiet in the background, but they're absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
And valued. Like Koo, man. Like he's one of the people. Like, you ever heard anybody not say a nice thing about Koo? I mean, everybody's like Koo, because he's everywhere, man. He's he's like he's a people's champ.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. We're gonna have to bring him on the podcast. I was talking about it the other day, man. Bring him on, God.
We should.
Wow. Yeah, he's on the ones and twos, man. We got a lot of people like that, man. A lot of architects in the back, ensuring that the foundation is strong, And what's cool about it today, I think, for the most part, and I think it's probably different than any other time in the 12-year history of Peaks Recovery, is I think most people know they're valued in what they're doing, and what they're doing is extremely important, And I think it's been a shift over time, going from we lost money for 3 years, so everything was very can't do anything, we can't, and it's been cool over the last handful of months to be able to kind of open up and really begin to appreciate the team in a way and value them in a way.
You could tell the ones that don't feel that way, they don't last.
Yeah, for sure.
But it ain't got nothing to do with Peaks. It's got something to do with them.
Yeah.
Because if, and I tell people that come through there all the time at their interviews, if you don't got it to give, this ain't the place for you. And it's not you.
Yeah.
You got to have that love. You got to have that love. You got to be kind.
Yeah.
And you can, you can tell, you could tell when people are genuine. And people that's not kind out there, a person that's in here can feel that you're just doing this because you have to, because I'm here. That's not a part of you.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. That means a lot.
Yeah.
If you can't do it outside of there, you can't do it in here. It's all fake.
Yeah.
And I see right through it.
Yeah.
And that's just, like we said.
Yeah, and there's no way to quantify that on the Indeed post,
It's got to be a part of you to be able to do it, for it to be real, for it to even look real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the person don't feel you, then that's just what it is.
It's so funny you say that.
And I can say that because I've been there. The majority of my life on that other side. But now I'm on this side. You know what I mean? Where it's both.
Yeah. It's so funny you say, because over the last year, if we got 70 employees, we've onboarded and oriented 40 of those people.
Yeah.
For sure.
How many was it when I first started? It was over 100, wasn't it?
We had, in 2020...
It was more...
We had 123.
...employees than guests.
Oh, by 70. Man. Yeah, it was wild. We're out there doing it, man. You got to have a business plan. You got to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, man, you get shot down. But
it's interesting. What I do miss from when I first started, what I do miss is everybody knew everybody. And you made that happen. Well, leadership, where everybody knew everybody. I remember when I started working, it was like, welcome, Patricia, welcome, 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 welcome. Now when people come, I don't see it. And I miss that.
It's that offsite HR.
I miss that so much.
Yeah.
We all knew one another.
Even as big as it was.
Even as big as it was.
Yeah. Yeah. We gotta get the welcome
people
pack
stopped and would introduce this. Hey, what's your name? How you doing? Now we have sometimes, you have people, they just walk right by you and Well, they don't walk by me because I'd be like, hey.
They don't want about me either, yeah.
Yeah. That's where you are too.
Hey,
Yeah.
someone's talking.
Yeah.
What did you just do?
You know, but it's just.
Yeah, the difference now is we're operating a business and this real special family-owned situation we got going on, you know what I mean? And some people, you know, can be a part of the business and some people feel a part of the other side, and that's okay. But I think there's a certain energy when you're doing what's best for the business that you're always going to have, I think.
Both.
Yeah, a little bit of both. You know, and I think it's valuable. It's valuable too. But it's funny, like the onboarding orientation thing, I'll be sitting with people and I was like, yeah, he's usually like, you got to do this thing. It's like, you got to care. And they're like, what? I was like, you'll see. But either you figure it out or you're going to be really tired.
Yep.
You're going to be all tired. And I don't know why you're so tired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so funny, man.
And it's so good. I just want to thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for the trust and the belief all these years.
I believe in you.
Yeah.
Tell them quick. I don't care what y'all talking about. I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
I even told my wife, bye.
They're all bye. Yeah. That's funny, man.
I'm not going anywhere.
No, it's
Till you say I gotta go.
yeah. It's this thing like when we're operating in love. And listen, man, I spent a lot of my life not operating in love and understanding what that is and that ecosystem of people that have the opportunity to be within that. But I think when you're operating in an ecosystem of love and authenticity in this human environment with people having this human experience, man, you're real hard to eliminate. You know, you're real hard to get gone. And in fact, I think it's impossible. You know, I think love carries on. And I used to say things like, well, I didn't think, man, we're doing a really good thing. Like, we should be successful. And that doesn't always happen in business. Right. It doesn't mean just because you have great apple pies that, like,
doesn't mean they're gonna sell.
Don't mean they're gonna sell, man. It's like, what's the marketing look like? What's the underpinning look like? You know, how does it work? But I think ultimately with Peaks Recovery and the way that we get to show up today, I think there is some uniqueness because of the level of intimacy that we can walk through, because of the amount of people that we have and the amount of team members we have in order to serve them. I can't believe we're like the smallest thing in Southern Colorado. We got 44 beds. Small. It's beautiful. You know?
And there's a love.
Yeah.
Lots of it.
Yeah.
And make your cheeks hurt you smiling so big, right?
I know, right? Oh, man. I've been there too. Oh, it hurt. Yeah. It's good, man. My favorite basketball coach, and I believe this, that's why I like running. But Jimmy Valvano won the national championship. He was like a sixer. Anyway, shouldn't have won it. But he had a heart of gold, man. And he went up. He died 2 months later of cancer. He formed the Jimmy Valvey Foundation for Cancer Research. It's raised more money for cancer research than any other foundation out there. So he walks up there, man. He's got tumors all over his body. And he's like a real like spirited Italian guy. And he's like, I just think you should do these things every day. I think you should be moved to tears every day. You should have so much emotion that you're moved to tears. You should laugh every day. You should celebrate every day. Like, be with people. Like, do these things. And he goes, I think if you do that, it'll be a good day. Yeah, it'll be a good day. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm about. It's like, I feel a little bit of anger too, you know, that. Yeah. And just move through it all. Yeah. I'm grateful to be here with you today. I'm grateful to be on this earth. And so humbled the opportunity that we have to be within the 24 hours that we're in today. Yes. And I look forward to marching with you one day at a time and doing this thing like that I guess we call work. Work? Yeah. I was like, I can believe it, man. I get a paycheck now, and I was telling people, for what? You know, like, I'm just doing what I love. And sometimes I got this busy work that happens. Like, I was on this integration thing, and like, I got to do some CEO stuff, and I'm there for it. But otherwise, like, I just want my heartbeat to be felt throughout that mother effer.
I had
You know?
when we were over here at the house, I had a guest. Her name was I'll never forget her. We were riding, and she's like, you know, I really love the kind of work that you guys do, that you do. She was like, well, but what course did you take? You know, to be able to work in this field and do what you do. I said, girl, my life. She said, your life? I said, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
My life experiences.
Yeah. What'd she say? She's like, no way.
I want to do that course. I was like, you don't want to do my life.
Yeah, you
but
do the course, take your life. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want life.
Oh,
I don't want no one
man.
to have to go through that.
I'll tell you what.
Do this part.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's just so good to see them when they walk in.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have broken and don't even know whether they're coming or going, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
And then 45 days later, they're like, what do I need to do to stay?
Yeah. Helping you with tours.
I don't want to go.
Yeah.
I've never felt so safe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, trying to run out the door when they first was there. And now they want to go hide in the closet so they don't have to go.
Yeah.
And it's just, oh man, it's priceless.
Yeah, and we get to be there.
It's priceless.
Yeah, and we don't have to do treatment. We can just do life one day at a time. And I think when you look at it like that, it's like it's not work. Like it's profound. It's like people are coming in and they're doing a thing that's like, and we're there.
The treatment I went through, it was in DOC, and it's TC, therapeutic community.
Yeah.
You know, and I've shared with a few people that this treatment is love. That treatment, all they did was bring us down deeper. You know, added on to the shame and the guilt. Because that's all you heard about is what you did. You know? And it's just like half the people who had to go through that and then be on this side and see this treatment.
That's wild.
Can you imagine how many addicts that's out there that don't know? Because like for me, if I'd have had a piece back then, I wouldn't have been in my addiction as long. And I know it because walking through peaks, you understand. You know, people there, they understand. They know what it's like to be there. They know what we need, you know? It's hard to find in a lot of places.
Yeah, I was actually talking about it yesterday. I was talking to a clinical director of a program, a good program, an outpatient program in Denver. And she's like, well, this is how you got to care, and this is it. And I said, I get it, man. Like, I agree. Like, what we're doing needs to be done. But this isn't touching 98% of the population. Like, at all.
At all.
And that makes me sad. Right? Because that's what we're talking about here.
Right.
It's like you didn't know. You thought you had to go through something because you deserved a therapeutic community. You know, with all the shit I did. And that's what they make you believe too, right? It's like, no, man, this what you got, what you've always been, you know, like right here. Instead, like, and I used to say, and I didn't go through a therapeutic community. I didn't even hear about it until I moved to Colorado. But I used to say things like, well, I needed that I think what I needed was a hug and some love, and I eventually found that, but it took me a lot of years.
Yeah, you don't know it if you don't know it.
Yeah, and so that's my shtick with. It's not about the program or the resource in the community. It's just I want to aim, especially in my verbiage in my conversation, to dismiss the shame that for some reason has been a part of this recovery process for so many years. We don't need that. And in fact, it's not sustainable. That's why they opened extended care treatment 20, 25 years ago in Florida. It was like people in Alcoholics Anonymous, people with long-term recovery, 15, 20 years, are blowing their heads off. They're not getting drunk. They're dying sober. You know, my name's Chris Burns. Your name's Patricia. And like, there's a lot more going on in your life today than alcoholism.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful to let the people know that, you know?
Thanks.
And I'm grateful to be more addicted today to the life that we get to experience.
Yes.
You know,
This is a great
dope.
addiction.
It's like cool. Like I want to wake up tomorrow. You know, so I'm trying to be like, how do I live to 140? Like I'm digging this shit, right? They said I wasn't talking. I was listening to a podcast. They said if you're alive in 8 years, you should be able to live to 120, because that's going to be the advancements. I was telling my boys this morning.
What?
Watch this. Ready? I told my boys this morning, I said, this place is going to blow up. This earth is really on fire here, but eventually, but not when, I'm going to be gone before it does. But I'm going to make sure I got them a reservation on the new earth. Have you heard about the new planets? You haven't heard about the new planets? Cool. What are they called? They're called super planets. No, they're super Earths.
Super Hurst? Is that
Super Earths.
Oh.
Super Earths. Yeah, they're super Earths, right? Isn't it super Earths? Yeah, super Earths. So these super Earths, they're way off in the distance, right? But Elon Musk is trying to like get these things to like go to these super Earths, and they're going to cultivate them. But they got like here, man, they got gravity and stuff. They're way far away. It takes a long time to get there. Like, I don't know how long, Kuv would know, but like, I'm sure it's like days. Like, it could be like, I don't know, like 30 days to get to the new Earth. But when this, environmentally, if this place goes, you want to have a reservation on the new spot. So I told my boys today before I left, I said, they're like, you got to work today? I'm like, what, you think I don't work because it snows? I'm trying to get you a reservation on New Earth. You know? And that's going to be expensive. You and Judy are going to want to look into that too. You don't want to miss your, you're going to need the plane ticket to get over there.
Get over there.
And then, this is not a conspiracy theory show or anything like that. I just heard a podcast. New Earths, look them up. They're crazy, man. I had no idea.
I'm going to have Cool help me look it up.
Well, you know how to do keeping now. Well, that's cool.
More than keeper, what is you talking about?
Man. Well.
Thanks for having this. I never thought that I would be sitting here with you doing a podcast.
And a lot of people watch this.
I watch them, but I never see myself sitting here.
Oh, and cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for all you do.
Yeah.
Looking forward to rocking it with you.
You don't have to put me out.
Let's keep it moving. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I'm here till the wheels fall off, buddy.
Let's do it. Or we get some new cool ones on.
Yeah. Hey. Let's do that.
Yeah. I love you. I appreciate you, my friend.
I love you too.
All right, we'll get back to
And
it.
I mean that.
I know you do. My beautiful people, until next time, check us out. Podcast. We usually got Pikes off to the left. We got the snow today. What a beautiful day to be alive and a blessed day to serve others. Until next time. Peace.